I'm walking with a friend to see what we can forage and look around for the wonders of nature in the NEK. I'm particularly interested in the plants that can provide healthful benefits for us. I love volunteers that come up. Now I'm using garden soil that I've dug. So I'm not using vermiculite, sterilized, whatever. So you can see, a lot of things coming up. I pull them occasionally if I don't think they're useful or I think they're being harmful. I don't think they take a lot of water from the main plant, which is the tomato plant. And of course you get grass, which to me isn't quite so useful unless you were starving, in which case I'm sure it was a very precious thing in many prison camps and so on. This is oxalis, which is a nice tasting kind of a little element to put in a salad. I have a friend who adores it. Of course, she likes rhubarb raw, so everyone's tastes differ. But I've tried it when it's small. It has a little yellow flower. It's perfectly harmless as far as the roots go. So everyone's like, oh, competition, roots, whatever. It's, you can tell which plants like the dock and the burdock have really deep roots, and ones like this, which are just, very, very harmless. And they just provide a nice little munch. So there's the oxalis. And then I found another thing growing, another volunteer growing. This was my string bean, which I kind of tuck odd things in when I don't have a lot of them. So this was a seed that I had. I thought, well, I'll try this. So now the string beans are still coming out. And on a screen porch, you have to think about whether the plant needs to be pollinated. But tomatoes don't, so they make a great plant for no insects. Of course, insects do get in here. So the string bean, the green bean, apparently doesn't need it or had enough. And then I found this wonderful thing, and I didn't know what it was. And its leaves aren't really evident now. They were heart-shaped leaves. Oh, here's one. So I haven't identified this plant yet, but it was very pretty when it was green, and now the seed pods, I think, are extremely interesting, and I like the shape. Maybe for a winter bouquet. So some people are adamantly opposed to volunteers, but some people are adamantly opposed to a lot of things that other people like. So see, here's some more of the oxalis, and I bought the tomato plants, which were these are patio tomatoes. That's the variety. But I thought, in terms of our foraging interests, that, either you sort of enjoy and appreciate plants wherever they are and come to you, or you would rather only use the ones that you buy that have a brand name and are controlled. So, there are both kinds of gardeners. Of course, I think you know which kind of gardener I am. which is and I learned this from Susan Weed, actually, who did weed walks with me in the Catskills 40 years ago. And she would say that the plants would come to you. If you needed a plant, you'd find it in your garden. If you found a plant in your garden, you might need it. And also, plants move around the garden. So these plants have moved around the garden. Next year I might get completely different plants coming up from the soil, the same soil.